You startled me. How are you? This is a beautiful day. Gonna snow on Friday though. Hey, let's go on inside and have a little discussion. I got some things I'd like to review with you, and what a wonderful day it is. Well, gonna get my jacket on here, change up my glasses, and I want us to spend some time kind of going over some of the kinds of things that we've had this week. You know, it was May the 4th on Monday, yesterday Cinco de Mayo, and today is the 12th episode of Mr. Rodger's Community. So let's go on upstairs. We'll get to it. Well, I'm here with Baby Bucky and Buckaroo, and we're ready for episode 12 of Mr. Rodger's Community. And a couple things here that we have.
Mr. Hunwick, we have some questions from students and even a couple parents. Just if we could recap best practices of remote learning.
And yes, Baby Bucky, we're going to spend some time on some of our what I like to call just best practices in this remote learning environment. And you've all gotten bits and pieces of these in each episode. You know, we're kind of a little past the midpoint, and why not time for review? And so that's kind of our focus here first. And then I'd like to share some great little pics from May the 4th Be With Us on Monday with the staff, and then transition into the conclusion. So you have a good little episode here. So I'd like to go over some remote learning best practices, and there's 5 major areas that I'd like for us to focus on for this little brief conversation. The first is to collaborate with your parents and create a schedule and a routine, both weekly and daily. And we'll have more on that in a moment. Your health and your wellness. I bulleted number 3 here as attend, initiate, inquire, and ask. The 4th item that I'd like for us to focus on is screen time. And then last and finally, the adults in your life, we love you. So the first area here I'd like for us to look at is collaborate with parents to create that schedule routine. This is an essential part of best practices in a remote learning environment. First, establish and maintain a workspace. Find a place in your home that's quiet, it's free from distractions, an area that maybe you could call your own for a time period each and every day. Again, the next bulleted item is weekly and daily. You need to have a schedule and a routine. Look at it from a holistic 1-week chunk, and then look at it from a Monday through Friday type of daily routine. For example, Tuesday and Thursday, we know that we're going to be prioritizing office hours. And those office hours are found in your Bronco bulletin each week, and those aren't going to change, so you can really look at those. So for example, I'm going to go to that for us. So our office hours, those are going to look like this. And those office hours basically go from 9 in the morning until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is posted. You'll be able to access it. And you shouldn't have more than like 3 or 2 per day. So going back again to what we're looking at here for our Tuesday, Thursday, is to prioritize those office hours. And go in there and seek answers to questions, whether this is through a Google Meet that your teachers have set up or through email or Schoology. But prioritize those. Those are important. Make sure that you're able to use those office hours to the best of your abilities. Then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you should be prioritizing your work completion on those days. And every once in a while, you'll notice that if you look at your synchronized learning schedule, and again, this is provided in your Bronco Bulletin as well. And this is this week's. And you'll notice this is going to be filled up Monday through Friday. And we're going to make sure that we look at, and you'll notice office hours are all prioritized in there. And every once in a while, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll be able to have some type of synchronous meet up with your teachers during those times. So make sure that you're looking at those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and prioritizing work completion in your synchronous learning. Now, every day it's vital. It's important for you to have a social and emotional activity, some type of structured downtime. This could be a little chat with your friends, maybe FaceTime, Google meeting with them, or just a simple phone conversation. The next is get outside. Like we saw in the intro here today, today's gorgeous. Get out there, find some fitness, go for a walk. I mean, push-ups, sit-ups, whatever it might be, but get outside and get some fresh air and enjoy that. The other is check your Schoology courses all the time, each and every day, and make sure that your email is also checked, because your teachers and myself are we're gonna communicate with you in that way. The next is, I'd like for us to look at our next little slide here, and that's our health and wellness. Again, make sure, wash your hands, don't touch your face, wear a mask when you're outside in public. Work with your parents, collaborate, make sure that this is a together type thing. Do chores, help to make some meals with their guidance, help with yard work, that'll get you outside and exercising as well. Quiet time. This is a great opportunity to find a good book. I mean, old school book, the one that you pick up and can walk around with. Read that book, have some downtime, and you know what? Find some opportunities to have some mindful moments. Things where you can just sit and relax, close your eyes, practice some deep breaths, and just focus on getting rid of thoughts and just having a moment for yourself. Again, I talked about fitness, getting outside, walking, that kind of thing, and staying connected. Just because we're physically isolated doesn't mean that we have to be socially isolated. So stay connected, have some time to chat with your friends. Contact me, Mrs. McNally, Dr. Neforis, Miss Odifer, all of your counselors and all of us, we're here for you. Okay? The other thing is attend, initiate, inquire, and ask. Attend those Google Meets. They're there. They're for you. Get in contact with those teachers. We want to see you and have that opportunity. Take the initiative. And what this means is make the first contact. If you have a question or there's something you're curious about, email your teacher. Email me. Make sure that you reach out to us. It's different now where we're not in a classroom and you have to take that initiative. Inquire how to do something. If there's something you're not sure about, inquire, do it. And ask if you don't know. So attend, initiate, inquire, and ask. Those are some great things for advice. The next thing I'd like for us to think about is screen time. Limit the number of hours you're on a screen. Prioritize your schoolwork for screen time over Netflix. I mean, you got a lot of time for Netflixing, so make sure that your school hours are prioritized and your screen time manages to be something that's okay for your health. Read a book, like I said, and you know what? Use paper and pencil first, then enter your information into a Google Doc or something in Schoology, so you're not on the computer or on your screens as much. The last and final thing I want all of you to know is the adults in your life, we love you. And I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, that four-letter word, love, hey, we love you, and you're not alone. We want you to know that we're here. Reach out to us, make contact. We want to hear from you. Just because you're isolated doesn't mean, like I said, you're isolated from our contact. Okay? So these are some of those types of things that when we think about Brownell Middle School, these are what we call our remote learning best practices.
Mr. Hunwick, we got some May birthdays. I just wanted to say happy birthday to Evan, Mia, Benjamin, Addie, Angel, Owen, Frankie, Julian, Isabella, Annabelle, and one.
And Bucky, how correct you are. We have some great May birthdays to kick off the month. Happy birthday to you all.
May the 4th be with you. And happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Wishing everybody the very best.
Well, that brings us to a conclusion of our 12th episode of Mr. Rogers Community. And it's hard to believe that we've been doing this since March the 13th. And we're more than halfway through this remote learning experience of the 2020 school year. So just a couple things in review. Please make sure that you adhere to and follow some of those remote learning best practices advice that was presented. Happy birthday to that long list that was presented here by good old baby Bucky and Buckaroo, and a couple other pieces here before we depart. Number one, this is the middle of the 2020 school year's Teacher Appreciation Week, and it would go a long way, each and every one of you students out there, if you could just send a little message to your teachers and let them know how you're doing and wish them the best. That would mean a lot to them. The other thing is, coming up here this weekend on Sunday, big day, it's Mother's Day. And how awesome would it be if you were able to not just wish your mom a very happy Mother's Day, but if you did something a little bit out of the ordinary, something a little bit special, it would go a long ways. This has been a trying time for you, your families, me, the teaching staff, but together we're getting through this. And I just want to let all of you know, as always, we love seeing you. It's a great moment in my day when I can see some of you out there outside and hanging out and doing things. So be safe, be well, continue to stay strong, and together we will.